every major discipline, there's talks about rooting down, getting grounded. Now, that's a tangible thing. Because if we're stuck in our heads with 60 to 80,000 thoughts that modern psychology says, we become top-heavy. And we kind of look for answers in life this way. Where is it? But as we relax, as we get grounded, we have this tangible connection with the earth underneath. Imagine what's underneath us. There's teeming life. About this much of the earth is a solid metal ball. About this much of the earth is molten lava. Magnetic signature comes out of it. And about this much is rocks and crust. And in that crust is millions of different kinds of life. So when this gets touched, think about when you're really upset. Someone might kiss your forehead. Then you begin the face shining inwards. You begin to downwardly digest the energy and information of your brain with your body. Your body's the ground wire of your mind. The earth is the ground wire of your body. So can we bring this, everything that's going up here, the forehead and the senses, about this much behind the brain here, is our personality and active memory. That's why the touch here and the kiss here, the blessing here, every major religion, they're always touching here and blessing here. Why? Because it starts to create brainstem conversions. You get a sweet saliva in the mouth. You swallow it down. You go down further, just like going to sleep. You finally touch the earth. When you touch the earth, there's this feeling of stability. Think about a protection moment. If you had to protect a child, imagine how your posture would change and how your feet would become very grounded, very heavy. That's the rooting function. In yoga, we talk about Prananupana. In Qigong and Tai Chi, we talk about the major yin river and the major yang river. I like to say rooting and blooming make common sense. Now after the rooting happens, just like heavy sleep, like night, and you can bring up power. You express yourself. That's the blooming. The cycles of rooting and blooming are the cycles of human evolution. Can you see that? Now, as you root down, you're going to find stuck spots. This is how yoga was created. This is how the stretching movements in Qigong and Tai Chi are created. You find the stuck spot. What do you want to do? You want to stretch it out, just like you would in the morning. A child that sleeps deeply and wakes with joy might have a couple of just giant stretches. Where are stuck spots in your body-mind? Because our biology is our biography. To have a conscious awareness of where it is. Is it digestion? Is it liver? Can you feel your organs? Is it kidneys? Is it sexual? Do you have so many thoughts that you just can't stop? Well, I've got good news. You can stop. You can experience amazing results with energy work and meditation. You can. And here's why. Take the next 3 seconds. Just stop everything. Let it go. Trust life for once rather than trying to understand it. Go from contemplation to feeling. Can you do that? 3 seconds. It's a bit challenging. It's easier with me on this side of the screen. But if we were to meet each other, it's difficult because it causes exposure. Intimacy causes exposure. Our world's going so fast that we want to create defense mechanisms that make a barrier between the outside world and the inside world. There's not two worlds. There's not an outside world and inside world. There's one world. It's the world that we're experiencing on the inside. Now maybe we have to wait until we're alone and in a safe space to feel what's going on inside of us. Or maybe we can do it right from somebody's face. Whether we lose or win or gain or loss, whether we're revealed as dumb or intelligent, capable or incapable. What's the difference? Our bodies are aging. Just that very fact shows that we have need that we can't address. So when we take down the defense mechanisms and look into what's ailing inside of us. This comes down to here, and that goes into there, and then that comes up to here. There's a sea of psychic magnetism. That's science. Magnetic field from the Earth, Schumann resonance produced by the lightning strikes around the world, and the subtle rays coming from the cosmos. There's a concentration of tissue right here called magnetite-bearing tissue. That tissue senses magnetism. This is all hard science. This isn't pseudoscience or New Age philosophy or anything. So if there's magnetite-bearing tissue right here, 10 to the 6th power, larger than any place in our body, that means it's a giant amount of tissue right here in front of the pineal gland that senses magnetism. Now, if we're always objectifying reality, we can't receive and synthesize it. Brain and spine are the temples of life. When we can withdraw ourselves into the brain and spine and have that synthesis, it magnetizes our brain and spine. Heart has a 40-foot field of magnetism. The most advanced way to measure a heart and diagnose it, to measure a brain and diagnose it, is called the magnetocardiogram and the magnetoencephalogram. If you have enough money and there's a problem, that's the kind of medical equipment they're going to use. Just like Star Trek, they're going to measure the magnetism and discover what's going on with the organ. So, think now, if there's magnetite-bearing tissue here and in the spine, every cell in our body is a little magnet with a north and south pole. The most advanced way to diagnose a brain and a heart is the magnetocardiogram, magnetoencephalogram. Then, are we sensing magnetism with each other? Of course we are. Only when we're close and we trust each other can we tell that truth. Think about close friends or a couple. The tender touches, the surrendered will. Even if you shake a friend's hand or give a friend a hug, you can feel exactly where they have an ailment in their physiology. But if we're objectified with the intellect and the senses all the time, there's this outer world that we have to manage. How are we going to feel what's going on inside? Can we have the courage to address our inner world? My name's William Martino, and welcome to the